Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Classic Comics. So, we've got this new Ant-Man trailer that hit the internet earlier today, and I thought I'd just go ahead and give a quick reaction to it and give some thoughts on it. So, let's just go ahead and take a look here.
You're an interesting man, Scott Lang. You're an Avenger. You have a daughter, but you've lost a lot of time.
Okay, so one thing I'm thinking here, so we see Cassie, his daughter, getting out of jail. So I'm guessing that as she grew up, she kind of took a bad path in life and wound up, in trouble with the law. And so Scott's troubled by this. He's upset that he wasn't there for her. And a part of this movie is going to be him wanting to go back in the past and kind of change that so that her life turns out differently.
Like me. We can help each other with that.
And as we saw in the previous trailers, the daughter, Cassie, she creates some kind of a beacon that transmits a signal into the quantum realm. And of course, down here in the quantum realm, they meet Kang.
You want.
And it's so frustrating in the Marvel films now. And I mean, it's not just Marvel films. A lot of them do this. It's kind of been an issue ever since the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films, which is the hero never keeps his mask on. And the villains are kind of the same way. And it's particularly bad in the MCU films because now they all have these nanotech, helmets or masks or whatever. So their masks can magically appear or disappear all the time. I really wish Kang would just keep his helmet and his mask on and look more like the comics, but
What's that?
oh well.
Time.
Now, I gotta say, the armor looks pretty good there. Overall, his outfit does look pretty good. I just wish he'd keep the darn helmet on.
It can rewrite existence and shatter timelines.
Okay, so we hear Michelle Pfeiffer's character, Janet Van Dyne. She says that he can rewrite timelines, shatter existence, all this stuff. And as we see here, we're going to get multiple Ant-Mans.
You cannot trust him.
I don't care who this guy is.
Okay. And this is an interesting shot because we can see MODOK back here. We hear Janet saying you can't trust him. So I'm guessing Kang is going to try and make this bargain with Scott, where he's going to help Scott go back in time to before, he got stuck in the quantum realm so that he can be there for Cassie as she grows up so that she doesn't wind up on the wrong side of the law when she's growing up or something like that. And I don't know what role MODOK is going to play in it. I don't know. My understanding is I think MODOK is going to be played by Corey Stoll, who is the actor that was in the first Ant-Man movie. He played the villain, Yellow Jacket. And at the end of that movie, of course, Scott defeated him by sending him down into the quantum realm, I believe is what happened. And I'm guessing he serves Kang now in some way. MODOK is he's one of these comic characters that it's going to be difficult to make it look good in live action because it's inherently kind of a goofy character.
I just lost so much. He can give us a second chance.
Yeah, so he says we can have a second chance, that sort of thing. Now, the issue I have with that, though, is that in Avengers Endgame, they kind of established that you really can't change the past. Those events still happened. It's just that if you go back in time, you'll just create an alternate timeline. But in the original timeline, those events still happen. So you may change things for yourself, but for everyone else, that's nothing's going to change. So that would seem to, the whole idea of them being able to go back in time, or Scott being able to go back in time and then live his life with his daughter differently, doesn't really, kind of contradicts that. So I'm wondering if part of the plot is going to be that Kang knows some sort of cheat, some sort of way around that where he can go back in time and then fix it anyway. Okay, now this looks like something from Avatar. Okay, it's some kind of ray creature. And yeah, not the best green screen ever.
You will bring me what I need, or everything you call a life will end.
And again, I just like in the previous trailer, I mean, for crying out loud, Michael Douglas is in this, and he's just like an extra. He's just in the background. He never says a word.
You call a life will end.
Okay, and so we see, I'm guessing these are his forces. Basically, he offered Scott some kind of bargain where you help me get out of the quantum realm, and then I will help you restore your life with your daughter, something like that. And what we're going to find out, big surprise, he's actually a villain and he's planning an invasion. But he's got this whole army here, and I'm guessing he's going to plan to invade the present day. And of course, then they have to stop him.
This is all my fault.
You may not want her to watch this. We had a deal.
Okay, and there's another look at MODOK. And again, you see his face is kind of covered up and with armor, so I'm guessing he has some kind of nanotech mask that comes down over him as well. Probably because the human face kind of looks too weird. Because in that earlier shot, it does look kind of sketchy.
You thought you could win. I don't have to win. We both just have to lose. I'm sorry, Cassie.
I mean, visually, it is impressive. And one thing I notice is there's very little in this in terms of humor. Like, there's not a lot of jokes like there were in the first trailer. And I've heard some people suggesting that, oh, well, maybe they're not going to be goofy with this one. Maybe this one's going to be more serious. There's one thing you're forgetting. Like in the first trailer, we saw Bill Murray, right? So Bill Murray has a role in this. I find it hard to believe this is a movie that's going to have Paul Rudd and Bill Murray in it, and there aren't going to be any jokes. Now, one thing I'm thinking is that maybe Marvel has begun to figure out that people are tired of the goofy jokes and the humor. Maybe they did test screenings and the humor didn't go well in the screenings or something like that. And they've decided to kind of cut down on the humor. I can see that happening. There it is. Yeah, I mean, and it's got MODOK in it. I mean, that's another thing, who's kind of a goofy character. So I find it hard to believe that this isn't going to have jokes in it. Now, maybe they'll do some kind of cut where they reduce the humor and so there isn't so much. Maybe I can buy that, but I'm sure that originally this thing had a lot of jokes in it. And another thing I think some people have suggested is that Scott's going to die in this, that they'll kill Scott Lang off. And they might. This is his third film. And of course, with Captain America and Iron Man, they had 3 solo films, and that was it. So maybe they're going to kill him off. But I suspect what's more likely is that Scott's not going to die. It's going to be Hank. That Hank's going to die. Like they may set it up where it looks like Scott's going to sacrifice himself to save his daughter, probably. But then at the last second, Hank makes the sacrifice instead, probably saying, it was because of me that you became Ant-Man. I sort of led you into all this. So it's really all my fault, so let me make the sacrifice instead, or something like that. But yeah, it's probably going to be one or the other. You know, there's way too many men in the Ant-Man franchise, so some of them are going to have to go. Anyway, let me know what you thought of it in the comments. Please do like this video and sub to the channel and hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.